This one button is the hardest to figure out on this keypad. My name is Faleosina, aka Ali, and this video is your ultimate guide to everything Azeron. We'll be going over everything including my updated binds for Fortnite on the Azeron. If you'd like to jump ahead though, I've chaptered the video below on your timeline, or you can find the timestamp shown here on the screen. Let's go ahead and get started, and please feel free to comment below to tell us if you already have an Azeron, if you're looking to get one, or you just found out about this thing just recently and have no idea what it is. Okay, let's go ahead and get into it. First and foremost, let's take a look at the Azeron keypad itself. You can see all the different buttons over here. It does look a little bit odd at just about any angle we look at with the camera, the joystick down here. I really enjoy this Azeron, particularly because on the back side, you can actually adjust all of these different screws. So you can adjust which angle these are at. You can adjust how close they are to the pad part as you want. Same with the joystick and joypad right there. And you can kind of just decide on what fits best for you and customize it to fit your hand best. This is definitely something I appreciate, especially as a female gamer, because my hands are just a bit smaller than some other male gamers, so it's nice to be able to shorten those hand lengths. Next, let's go ahead and take a look at the Azeron Software. Now I want to break this down for you in three main parts. You can actually see right up here is the onboard memory section, a profile section. This section's quite long for me. It won't be as long for you when you first get started. And then finally the settings. We're going to go over some of these key parts, and then of course I'll show you my actual Fortnite keybinds here very soon. But let's go ahead and get started with the settings right here at the bottom. When you click on the settings page, I want you to scroll down and go here to the button throttling. This is really important because this is ghost double pressing. One thing I want to note is when you first get it, this setting might be a little bit different, but I want you to put this down to 0, especially if you're mainly using this keypad for Fortnite. Ghost clicking is how long it'll take in between for each button press. Next is the analog joystick hardware calibration. You want to make sure you calibrate this right off the bat. This is one of the first things you want to do when you get the Azeron. Go ahead and do begin calibration. You've got to leave it alone for a couple of seconds so that it can do the dead zone calibration, and then all you do is you just rotate it in a circle. It's very simple. You want to go nice and slow so that it can actually calibrate where those dead zones are and make sure everything's working. Next, I'm going to talk about the profiles. I use the Azeron for so many different things, including Gears of War, Valorant, Minecraft. I even use it for my work. One thing I really love about the profiles too is you can set 2 specific ones that are constantly active, and then right here on your actual Azeron itself, there's a button changer. You can see the light switch on and off where you can switch back and forth between the 2 profiles. All right, let's talk about all the different profiles. I like this so much because it's really nice to be able to switch to different buttons. I can bind different keybinds for individual games. So real quick, before we jump into the actual Fortnite keybinds, I want to jump real quick into the analog stick and how to set that up. I love to use the Xbox 360 analog stick for Fortnite specifically. That said though, not every game is going to allow you to have 360 movement with the analog stick. You're gonna have to actually use your keyboard, which then you can actually set up WASD. In Fortnite though, you want it on Xbox 360. On angle, what this is when you're moving your joystick, when you first press forward, you can see that this is what you would think the normal forward would be, but for everyone it's different. Some people like to move forward by pressing like kind of down slightly or down all the way. For me, it is kind of slightly downward on the joystick. I don't know if that's because my hands are smaller, the angle that I'm looking at, but I like to have it down here. That's why this angle is on 1. Lower and upper dead zones. You can adjust this to whatever you want, but basically what this is it makes it how quick and reactive is your movement when you're moving it from the center, forward, or all the way around. Sensitivity, I have mine at 10. This is another one that you have to adjust and just figure out what works best for you. Hopefully that makes sense for the joystick. Now let's go ahead and move on to what Fortnite keybinds you can place for your Azeron. Now one thing I want to note real quick is that the Azeron keybinds are going to be very different for everybody, but there are a couple that I really want to highlight for you that you really need to think through and adjust right off the bat. Number one problem that everyone has when they get an Azeron, from what I've heard from other Azeron players, is their jump, especially in Fortnite. Everyone doesn't know what to use for their jumping because they're so used to using our thumb on a spacebar, but clearly that's not the case with this since our thumb is on our joystick. One thing I've seen a lot of other Azeron players do is they use your pinky right here as the jump button. This is actually my edit button, and I'll show you a whole layout of all my keybinds here in just a moment. This is my edit button, but a lot of people like to use that as their jump. My jump is very, very odd, and it's not something I necessarily recommend for everyone, especially if you're new on the Azeron. However, you're more than welcome to use it if you'd like. like. I use my mouse. My mouse can actually have a lean left and a lean right buttons enabled on the scroll wheel, and I use lean left. So when I'm playing, I have my middle finger here on my mouse and I lean left for jump. Another note that I want to give for Fortnite players when you're trying to figure out your Azeron keybinds is to have some of your build buttons on the Azeron and then some of them on your mouse if you're able. A lot of these now come with buttons on the mouse, which is very, very helpful. I actually have two of my build buttons right here, which is my floor and my ramp. So it's really easy for me to just kind of press it and roll my thumb like this when I'm trying to place them very quickly. And then I have my other binds right here. I have my floor and my cone right here. My inventory is really simple. I use scroll wheel up as my shotgun or my second inventory item, which is usually my shotgun. And then right here, I put my AR or whatever your first inventory item right here is. This is one of the easiest buttons for me to press on the Azeron, and it's really nice to have an item slot that I use frequently be that. It also makes it really, really quick to move between my AR and or SMG, depending on what I have there, and my shotgun, because they're on two different fingers on my different hands, so I can switch back and forth really quickly. And my other inventory items like heals are usually these three up here. Very simple, very easy. Another quick tip is up here on these top two. These ones again are just not the easiest to press out of all of them. That doesn't mean that they're hard, they're just not the quickest. So you definitely don't want to have them be quick binds that you need to use frequently. This one I use for my escape, which is when I want to go to like my menu or if I want to switch to push to talk or open mic. Also on this one I have bound to my Discord. On Discord, if you use Discord often, you can actually set up a keybind to make it so that you can push to talk, mute, or unmute. And I actually have this be my Azeron push to talk. So it's really nice when I'm playing. I just quickly flip up my middle finger so that I can mute and unmute and talk to my teammates when I'm talking with them on Discord. All right, there's my basic notes as far as the Fortnite's general keybinds and layout looks like. I'm gonna go ahead and show you a diagram showing all of my buttons laid out here for you very simply, including the ones on my mouse, so that you can get an idea of where everything's laid out. Again, everyone's different. You need to kind of play with it a little bit and figure out what works best for you, but hopefully this can give you a sense of where you can get started and maybe even take a couple of key points that I use and maybe some other Azeron players, if you go watch some other YouTube videos, see what they do, see what I've done, and kind of set yours up accordingly. That's it. I hope you found this helpful, and now I'll show you some recent gameplay using the Azeron in the late game arena game mode here in Fortnite. Otherwise, have an amazing freaking day. Okay, bye.
Bottom, yeah.
160.
Knocks it.
How do you box like a fish?
This one's right here. I cracked him and I boxed him.
I called you up here. He went out.
No, I got him. I boxed him again. Crack. 30 white.
Okay. Protect the score.
Someone landed on me.
Good?
No.
I'm trying to go through you.
I knocked one and the other one I tagged, I think 60
Right.
blue. Forgot about me, sir!
Pickaxe them!
Keep control. Keep control.
Back.
Blocked him. Got him.
Good, that was that guy that was in the room.
Oh, right here, at me! He's down.
He's going down.
Down.
The loser.
I'm taking you with me. We're gonna take your meds. Hector, when I drop him, you're gonna donkey laugh on him. Ready? 3, 2. It's so rude. It's so messed up, bro.
That.
Okay.
Where?
We waited for you.
Frank was right? Yeah. He's
Yeah.
right.
Edit him in the box.
Oh.
He went around. Right? Loser. That's good.
Oh, I should have shaken. Let's go.
Ready to go. This guy
From the
like
side.
cracked him. Locked him in here. Got him? Nice.
Yep.
Okay. Are you teammates, sir?
More peppers.
Somebody's down here.
Let's get.
Hey, Mr. Down.
There's someone close. Can't tell where he is.
That's cool. Maybe I'll
Down here.
Back. What? Okay.
Someone's flying close. Oh! Got him!
Nice.
Down here, Vector, down here. Are you okay to get pushed?
Somebody revived. In the storm.
Open the inside.
Hit a wall. Got him.
Nice.
Good pressure, Hector. That was good.